Exclusive?
Yes, I have.
All right. And specifically regarding State's Exhibit number 7, can you identify who the call taker is on that call?
Yes. His name is Xavier.
Okay. And do you know who made that call?
Her name was Anna.
Okay. And she was a refused caller, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. On State 7, who is the
Okay.
caller?
So I have the 3 calls written down. I don't know what order you have yours in.
Okay. If you want
Is
to,
this the first?
if you just want to take a look, so State's Exhibit number 7 is
Okay.
we've listened.
You see that little this thing right here?
Yeah.
You grab that and just put it on the lapel of your shirt. That's for the court reporter to be able to hear you. And then this is a microphone for all the courtroom. If you just speak into that, please, okay?
Okay.
Yes. Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. And if you could state your name for the record and spell your last name, please.
My name is Hester E. Rogers. My last name is spelled Rogers.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Ms. Rogers, how old are you currently?
I will be 58 this July.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Okay. And do you currently live in San Antonio, Texas?
No, ma'am. I currently reside in Crescent Valley, Nevada.
Okay. And did you used to live in San Antonio, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. About how long did you live in San Antonio, Texas?
It varies. Throughout my whole life, I have moved down here. It's been 5 years or more each time that I lived in San Antonio, though.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you about April 23rd, 2017. So we've spoken about the case via Zoom, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so when I spoke with you, you had a chance to review a statement that you gave to law enforcement, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and regarding that statement, that was, I guess, you were taken down to the police station on that day, April 23rd of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you met with a detective on that day, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so that detective typed out your statement for you, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
After you relayed the information to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then after that was completed, did you have a chance to review the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you signed it, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
And, there's been some mention, this happened back in 2017. So would this statement help refresh your memory at any given point if you needed to refer to it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's been marked as State's Exhibit number 6 for identification purposes to defense?
Your Honor, our objection would just be that there's been no foundation that she lacks that memory.
It's all right. That's going to be overruled.
All right. Now I want to talk to you about the day, April 23rd, 2017. Do you remember what you were doing that day?
Yes, ma'am. I had actually been homeless at that time, and I was out flying a sign at McCullough and 410 Access to get money to try to have a place to stay that night. I just was standing at a bus stop waiting when I seen this whole thing go down.
And was that bus stop located at McCullough and 410 Access Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at some point while you were standing there at the bus stop, did a car get your attention?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to leading.
Overruled.
You can answer the question.
Yes, ma'am. A car did get my attention. Actually, two cars that day got my attention.
Okay, so the first
Another
part,
car had the gas cap open and I just told them so they could shut it. But the second car was what really got my attention.
okay, so that first car, you said the gas cap was open, is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay, and so you notified them of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then after that, can you tell me more about the second car and why that car caught your attention?
Well, I happened to notice a fight in the car. You know, the front passenger was turned around and was fighting somebody in the back seat, and I didn't know who it was. And then the passenger in the back seat jumped out and screamed help and was yanked back in the car. That really got my attention. It's like, wait a minute, somebody needs help here.
Okay, and regarding that vehicle that the fight was going on in, do you recall what color the vehicle was?
I believe it was black at the time.
Okay, and so do you know what the driver of that vehicle looked like?
She was a Hispanic female and her hair was dyed blonde. At the time, I believe I saw her wear a white shirt.
Okay, and regarding that front passenger of that black motor vehicle, do you recall what he looked like at all?
I knew he was about a medium skinned black guy that had about a 2-inch afro, and there was like a little blonde streak in his afro. He was brandishing a firearm at the time.
Okay, and so you observed this front passenger with a firearm in his hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so when you say that he was brandishing the firearm, can you kind of explain that to me? How was he doing that?
When he was turned around fighting whoever in the back seat, I could see him holding the gun up like this. And that's how I noticed he had a gun in his hand. I seen it through the windshield.
Okay, and in your demonstration, you're using your right hand. Is that the hand that the person was using to
Yes,
hold the
ma'am.
firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so when you say that their front passenger was fighting with someone in the back seat, can you kind of describe the motions that you were observing in that motor vehicle?
It was they were swinging their arm,
Okay,
you know, and then they were holding the gun up.
okay, and then you said that you heard the person in the back seat yell help. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection leading, Your Honor. That I believe that
All
was
right,
the
with
testimony.
regards to leading, that'll be sustained.
Move to instruct the jury to disregard the question and the answer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you'll disregard the question and answer for that
Motion.
last question and answer.
Motion for mistrial, Your Honor.
Denied.
Okay, and so when you were standing at the bus stop and you're observing this, what you've described as fight going on, did you hear anything from the person in the back seat?
When he jumped out the car the first time, he said help.
Objection, hearsay, confrontation.
All right, that's overruled.
Okay, so he said help. Is that
Yes.
And after that, what did the person that exited the vehicle, do you remember what he looked like at all, the person that exited the back seat?
Just a Hispanic male.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure on details of features, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I do remember him being a young Hispanic male.
Okay, and so when that person exits the motor vehicle, what does he do after he's yelling for help?
The second time he jumped out, it looked like he was trying to run away, and it looked like he had come from that back to go around the front of the car. At the time, the light turned green, and the girl hit the gas pedal, and he wound up on the hood of the car.
Okay, do you remember how he was positioned on the hood of the car? If you can't recall, that's fine.
I'm not quite sure. I don't want to state something that may be wrong.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so when that individual, that Hispanic male, was yelling for help, did anyone help him?
No, because nobody really saw but me.
Oh, okay. And once he ended up on the hood of the car, were you able to
Just one
see-
moment. Jurors, do y'all need a break? Anyone? All right, could I have attorney's approach?
Were you able to see where that black motor vehicle went after the light turns green and that Hispanic male is on the hood of the car?
Yes, ma'am. It pulled into a parking lot that Chick-fil-A was in.
Okay. And so once you see that black motor vehicle turn off into the Chick-fil-A parking lot, did you hear anything at that point?
Yes, ma'am. That's when I heard 2 gunshots.
Okay. And just to be clear, you know, from where you were standing at that bus stop at the intersection, you were not able to observe the shooting. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. There's a wall that was there.
Okay. And that day, did you make contact with police on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so that's what we talked about earlier, right? That you made contact with police on that day. You were given a ride downtown, and you told them what you observed on that day, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall the age of the driver and the passenger?
All of them looked kind of young, at least between 18 and 21. They were really young.
All right. All right. We passed the witness.
All right, defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Rogers. How are you?
Okay, and how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I just have a few questions for you. You had testified a moment ago that nobody really saw what was going on but you. Do you recall explaining that to the prosecutor?
Yes, the reason why I thought that was because I was right there in front of the vehicle. I was like maybe 20, 25 feet from the vehicle, and everybody else that witnessed it, besides the cars around them, were over in a hotel parking lot at least. I can't even guesstimate further than 100 feet from the vehicle.
It's fair to say you didn't see anybody from any other vehicle come to their aid.
No.
You mentioned that you saw another vehicle that day that had a gas cap that was open.
Yes, sir.
Did you notice the demeanor or the behavior of the people in that vehicle with the gas cap?
No.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention. I just let them know that.
Okay. You said that there were 2 Hispanic males in the back seat?
I believe so.
Okay. And just to be clear, you described the individual that you saw in the front seat as having an afro about 2 inches in length, right?
Yes.
And there was a white or blonde streak on the left side of the man's head?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to, for vantage point sake, are you, you're on the curb of the curb that would be next to the access road, right?
Yes, sir. I was actually at the bus stop right there.
Okay.
Because once you pass the light, you go up the access road. So I was right there at the bus stop.
Okay. And so from that point, you said you were flying your sign. Is that on the passenger side of this vehicle or the driver's side of this vehicle?
Passenger side.
Okay. So let's just say that I'm sitting at that bus stop and I'm observing this. is the passenger's car side car door, the front passenger side car door directly in front of your field of view, or is it slightly off to this side or this side?
I would say it was slightly off to this side.
To the left.
Yes.
Okay. So,
I was standing there able to face it, but it was one car back from where I was at.
one car back from where you were
Yes.
at. So would you say that what you were observing, you were looking at through the front windshield of that car or the side
The
windshield?
front windshield.
Okay. And again, you said a blonde or white streak in the man's hair.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also indicated that the man was holding a gun and you made a gesture, but I just want to get a sense, where was the gun barrel pointed when you saw the man holding the gun?
Straight up.
Straight up.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever see it pointed at anyone in the car?
Not in the car. Outside the car, he pointed it at the guy, but not in the car.
Okay. And when you indicated that there was, fighting and swinging of arms, you made a gesture that looked to me like maybe you were indicating that a different arm was used for the punch or the swinging
Yes.
with the gun. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you don't think the gun was being held in the hand that was doing the swinging?
No.
Okay. You indicated that the gun was gunmetal gray?
That I remember.
Okay.
Yes.
And you believed it was a 9mm?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any experience with firearms?
Not really, my brother owned a 45. My cousin owned a 40. I mean, not really, just what I've seen they have.
Okay. And based on that, just sort of anecdotal experience, it didn't look like a 45 or a 40 to you. It looked like a
No.
9.
Yes.
Okay. So you know enough to know what a 9mm is.
Yes.
Okay. I noticed that you're wearing glasses today.
Yes, sir.
Were you wearing glasses on that day as well? Or did you?
I believe I was. I've been wearing glasses for a long time, since my 40s.
Pass the witness. Thank you, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor, and excused by state.
Excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone until these proceedings have ended. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and if you'll remove the microphone and you may step down.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I put that one over.
State, call your next witness.
State calls Lasagna Robinson. Correct.
This is the mic. Speaking.
Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that members of the jury can hear. If you'll state your name for the record and spell your last name, please.
Lasagna Robinson, ROBINSON.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Robinson, will you let the jury know how you're presently employed?
As a paralegal / custodian of records for SAPD Communications.
Okay, when you say SAPD, is that San Antonio Police Department?
Yes.
Okay, and as a custodian of records with the San Antonio Police Department, can you explain to the jury your duties in that role?
Yes, that's to maintain and maintenance the records, to pull upon request and to retrieve and send as requested.
And is that 911 calls?
911 calls, yes.
Okay, and so you maintain the 911 calls for SAPD, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and can you just briefly explain to the jury how these 911 calls are kept?
They are stored on a digital database, and they're kept on that database until it's time for us to, until we get a request to retrieve them or send them out, and then they're uploaded into another database.
Okay, and are these calls maintained in the normal course of business?
Yes,
All right. And when somebody calls 911, is there any documentation that's generated when that call is created?
yes, it's called an incident detail report.
Okay. And the devices that you were saying, are those digital devices where they're stored?
Yes.
Okay. I want to turn your attention now to April 23rd of 2017. Do you know if SAPD received any emergency calls that day associated with SAPD incident number SAPD 2017-04-24102?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know the total amount, or did SAPD receive 3 calls?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 7, 8, and 9. Do you know what is contained on State's Exhibits 7, 8, and 9?
The 3 audio 911 audio calls that came in.
All right, and have you reviewed these discs?
I have.
Okay, so you've reviewed States 7, States 8, and States 9?
Yes.
Okay, and looking at States Exhibit 7 through 9 inclusive, do they all contain an identifying mark on there?
Yes.
And is that how you're able to realize that you've listened to States 7 through 9 inclusive?
Yes.
Okay. And just starting, well, have you listened to States Exhibit 7 through 9 inclusive?
Yes, I have.
All right. And specifically regarding States Exhibit number 7, can you identify who the call taker is on that call?
Yes. His name is Xavier.
Okay. And do you know who made that call?
Her name was Anna.
Okay. And she was she was a refused caller, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. On State 7, who was the
Okay.
caller?
So I have the 3 calls written down. I don't know what order you have yours in.
Okay. If you want
Is
to,
this the first?
if you just want to take a look, so State's Exhibit number 7 is,
Okay.
you've listened to it, correct?
Yes.
All right. And so who was the caller on that?
She refused to give her name.
Okay, thank you. And regarding State's Exhibit number 8, who was the caller on that one?
Elizabeth.
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit number 9, who was the caller on that one? You.
Anna.
Okay, and State's number 9 on the call where Anna is the person that called in, who was the call taker on that one?
Xavier.
Okay, and regarding State's Exhibit number 8, where Elizabeth is the one that called in, who was the call taker on that?
Howard.
Okay, and were these phone calls all made on April 23rd of 2017?
Yes.
And are they uniquely identified by that incident number, SAPD 2017-04-24102?
Yes.
Okay, and since you've reviewed States 7 through 9 inclusive, are they a true and accurate copy of the 911 calls as SAPD received them?
Yes.
Okay, and were they made on a device that's capable of capturing an accurate recording?
Yes.
Okay, and was the operator competent to operate that device?
Yes.
Okay, and so it's an accurate representation of the statements made on that day?
Yes.
And has States 7 through 9 inclusive been altered in any manner?
No.
All right. Your Honor, I'm tendering States 7 through 9 inclusive to defense and state offers at this time.
Your Honor, I mean, the foundation for their chain of custody can be established through this witness, but as to some of those questions, I guess, can I briefly void the witness?
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you? I'm well, thank you. You were not the person who took any of these calls, correct?
That's correct.
And so you were not listening in on these calls when they were made.
No.
And so as to the questions that were put to you about whether or not these calls have been modified or altered in any way, you never heard the call as it was being laid down to record, right?
Well, yes, because as the call comes in, it is recorded in real time.
I'm asking, did you personally hear the recording?
Did I hear the record? Yes, I heard the recording.
I mean, I know. Let me. When the person got on the phone and called 911, you were not listening in on that phone call as it was being said, correct?
No.
Okay. You have heard a recording since.
Yes.
Okay. So you do not have personal knowledge as to whether this truly and accurately depicts the phone calls that are made on, correct?
Well, the call is recorded in real time.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that, but as to whether or not it accurately depicts how the call was made, you're not the person to ask because you weren't on the call, correct?
No, I wasn't on the call.
That would be my objection, Your Honor.
All right.
And that and hearsay and confrontation.
All right, any response?
Judge, it's not, well, the confrontation clause doesn't apply because the statements are non-testimonial. They were not made in advance of the criminal prosecution. And as far as hearsay, I mean, there's an exception, so presence and confession.
Well, Your Honor, I am not going to accept that at face value, and this is not a Michigan v. Bryant example, and there's been no foundation laid of that, and this would not be the witness to lay that predicate.
Objection. If the court needs case law, I can go to-
All right, so State's Exhibit number 7, 8, and 9 are admitted over objection.
Maybe publish.
Yes.
Yeah, I just witnessed a gun shooting.
A what, ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, ma'am, where are you?
It's Jones Maltzberger and 410 by the Chick-fil-A in Joanne South.
On 14 or Jones
On the
Monster?
hood of,
And I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Jones Maltzberger and 410.
Okay. What's going on?
The guy on the hood of a car that was driving, and they pulled into the Chick-fil-A parking lot, and the passenger shot his gun at the guy on the hood.
Okay. So was the Chick-fil-A, was that on it was on Jones Mossberg? Was that inside or outside the loop, ma'am?
Was it inside or outside the loop? Outside?
Like
It's
north-
like across, it's across from North Star Mall. It is. It's outside, just outside the loop.
Okay, because outside on Jones Mossberg right there, I'm showing hotels, and then the Hampton Inn and the 4 Points Inn, the Drury Inn.
Right. So in that center, there's a Joanne Fabric, there's a Perfect Sim strip club, there's a Chick-fil-A. Well, there's some strip club.
Okay, so on Jones Mossberg near Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of vehicle was it, ma'am?
What kind of vehicle was it? Like a black car.
Okay. And who did he shoot at, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
And what did he shoot at?
The guy that was on the hood.
So the guy on the hood didn't have the gun, it was somebody else?
It was the passenger in the car that had the gun and was shooting at the guy on the hood of the car.
Okay. And where did they still in that parking lot?
No, we kept driving because we were on 410, and so we kept driving. I'm not gonna pull into a parking lot where someone has a gun.
Right, no, ma'am, I understand. Could you tell what the guy on the hood looks like, what he was wearing?
It will look like a Hispanic guy with glasses on the hood, right? With like jeans and a white shirt. Yeah. And then there was an African American guy in the passenger seat that opened the door and shot at him.
Okay, did he hit him, do you know?
Did he hit him? It looked like it. He was like right in front of him. I can't imagine he was missed.
How long ago did you see this, ma'am?
Just right when I called you.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, and do you know if they pulled off, or did they park and get out, or do you know like what happened after?
We kept driving. They were parked in the parking lot when the passenger got out and shot at the guy on the hood.
Okay.
And then I don't know what happened after that. Because like I
You
said,
were gone after that?
well, we were getting on 410.
Uh-huh.
So we kept going down 410, and I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I'm just trying to tell you that someone needs help because they're shot in the parking lot.
No, ma'am, I've already sent this over for us to get officers on the way. I'm just trying to figure out, what they all look like or where they went, or just so they can find them when they get out there,
I have no idea, but I can tell you that the windshield of the car is shattered because the guy, it looked like hit the windshield also.
So he shot
someone with
so he shot through the window?
yeah, it looks like he hit the window when he shot him.
Okay, and
When the testimony ends and the courtroom grows quiet, what remains is not just evidence, it's the human cost behind every word that was spoken. In this case, multiple witnesses described the same haunting image from different angles: a man clinging to the hood of a moving vehicle, screaming for help while a gun was waved inside the car. Some saw it through a rearview mirror. Others saw it from a bus stop. One heard the gunshots but never saw the moment they were fired. Each account differed slightly, but the danger was unmistakable. What stands out most is not the technical arguments about memory, angles, or assumptions. It's the desperation in those final moments. A person yelling for help in public in daylight, surrounded by traffic, and yet no one was able to stop what was coming next. This case reminds us how violence rarely begins with a single act. It builds through intimidation, loss of control, and decisions made in seconds that carry consequences for years. A firearm introduced into chaos doesn't restore order, it destroys it. In court, lawyers debate precision. Judges rule on procedure. Jurors weigh credibility. But outside the courtroom, the lesson is simpler and far more human. Once a moment like this unfolds, there is no rewind. No explanation can undo it. No testimony can return what was lost. Every witness in this case carried a piece of the truth, and every one of them carried it for years. That's the unseen aftermath of violence. It doesn't end when the noise stops. It follows people home. It stays in memory. It shapes lives long after the sirens fade. This case is a warning about what happens when fear meets force, when control is replaced by aggression, and when a single decision turns an ordinary day into a permanent tragedy. Justice may take time. Truth may come in fragments. But responsibility is immediate and irreversible. And that is the moral of this case.